Chapter number 13, Congruence of Triangles. In that we have completed exercise or practice set 13.1. Now further we will revise what are the different tests for congruence of two triangles. So number 1, SAS test. Side angle side test. If two sides and the included angle of a triangle are congruent with two corresponding sides and the included angle of the other triangle, then the triangles are congruent with each other. Means that if we have two sides and between that one angle which is congruent to the other triangles two sides and in between that one angle, then the two triangles are congruent. Side test means if all the three sides of a triangle are congruent with the corresponding three sides of other triangle, then the two triangles will be congruent. Angle side angle test means two angles of a triangle and one side in between that, if it is congruent to two other angles of another triangle and in between that one side, then the two triangles are congruent with each other. Angle side test. If two angles of triangle and side which is not included in between those two angles, means the side is other than the two angles, then the triangle, first triangle, it is congruent to the second triangle if the two angles and other side means not in between those two angles, the third side is congruent, then the two triangles are congruent to each other. Then last one is hypotenuse side test. If the hypotenuse and a side of a right angle triangle are congruent with the hypotenuse and the corresponding side of the other right angle triangle, then the two triangles are congruent with each other. And we have seen that hypotenuse is the opposite side of the 90-degree angle. So if the hypotenuse as well as the side both of the right angle triangle and another right angle triangle, they are congruent, then the two triangles are congruent to each other. Now further more information is given here. If two sides and an angle which is not included by them, means which is not included in the two sides, are congruent with the corresponding parts of the other triangle, means the two sides and the angle which is not included in the two sides, will the two triangles be congruent? So see, let us find the answer to this question. In this adjoining figure, in triangle ABC, this is angle A, B and C, this much only, and triangle ABD, means this complete triangle A, B and D. Side AB is common. Side AB is common in both the triangles and side BC is congruent to side BD. This BC is congruent to side BD. And angle A is also common. Angle A is in both the triangles ABC as well as in ABD. But it is not included by those sides. Means it is not included by side BC also and not the side BD also. That is, the three parts of a triangle are congruent with three parts of the other triangle, but the two triangles are not congruent. Okay, the first triangle, it is included inside the second triangle. Okay, it cannot be congruent, means this triangle ABC, it is smaller than the triangle ABD. So how can it be congruent? Therefore, if two sides and an angle which is not included by them are congruent with corresponding parts of other, then the two triangles are not necessarily be congruent. These two sides are other and this angle is other. We have seen that if two angles are congruent and the third side which is not included in those two angles, if it is congruent, then the two triangles are congruent. But here opposite case is there. Here two sides are congruent, but the angle is not included between those two sides. So it cannot be congruent. Here one example is also given, solved example. In the adjacent figure, congruent sides of quadrilateral ABCD are shown by identical marks. Here it is quadrilateral ABCD, but it consists of two triangles actually. Triangle ABD and triangle BCD. These are the two triangles, and state if there are any pairs of congruent angles in the figure. We know that these are the identical marks. This mark AD, it is congruent to this CD, and this AB is congruent to side BC, and one side BD, it is common in both the triangles. So in triangle ABD and in triangle CBD, side AB is congruent to side CB. This AB it is congruent to this side BC or CB, and side DA is congruent to side DC. So this side DA is congruent to side DC, and BD is also common. So triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CBD by SSS test, means side test, and therefore all the three angles will be congruent. So angle ABD, it is congruent to angle CBD, means this angle, this one ABD, it is congruent to this angle CBD, and angle ADB is congruent to angle CDB. This angle ADB, it is congruent to angle CDB, and angle BAD is congruent to angle BCD. This angle BAD, this one, this angle, it is congruent to angle BCD. BCD means this angle. Okay, so these two triangles are congruent, and they are congruent by SSS test, and three angles will also be congruent. Now let us see practice set 13.2. First question. In each pair of triangles given below, parts shown by identical marks, these are the parts shown by identical marks, they are congruent. State the test and the one-to-one correspondence of vertices by which triangles in each pair are congruent and remaining congruent parts also. We have to show here that these two triangles are congruent, and the test also we have to show by which the two triangles are congruent, and one-to-one correspondence of vertices also we have to show, and remaining congruent parts also we have to show. So let us see the solution for this problem. These are the two triangles given here, MBT and MST. These are the two triangles. In triangle MST and triangle TBM, side MS is congruent to side TB. This is the identical mark. So this MS, it is congruent to this BT or TB, and angle MST, it is congruent to angle TBM, because it is also 90-degree angle and this is also 90-degree angle. So both these angles are congruent to each other. Then we can see that this side MT, it is common in both the triangles, and therefore hypotenuse side test, by hypotenuse side test, triangle MST is congruent to triangle TBM. This is hypotenuse MT, it is congruent to itself because it is included in both the triangles, and this angle is also congruent and it is of 90-degree, and one side is also given as congruent. So these two triangles are congruent by hypotenuse side test, and therefore side ST is congruent to side MB. Remaining side is this one ST, it is congruent to side this MB, and remaining angle SMT, this angle, it is congruent to angle BTM, this angle. Okay, this angle and this angle, it is congruent, and the remaining angle STM, this angle STM, it is congruent to angle BMT, this angle. Okay, so this angle and this angle, these opposite angles on the opposite sides of this hypotenuse, they are also congruent. So let us see now question number 2. These two triangles are given here, triangle PQR and triangle TSR. Both these triangles we have to show the test and one-to-one correspondence and remaining congruent parts also. So in triangle PRQ and triangle TRS, side PR is congruent to side RT. This given one identical mark and this given one identical mark. So both these sides are congruent. Similarly, side QR is congruent to side RS. Then angle PRQ, this angle PRQ, it is congruent to angle SRT, because these are vertically opposite angles and we know that vertically opposite angles are congruent to each other. So this side, this angle and this side is congruent to this side, this angle and this side. So by SAS test, triangle PRQ is congruent to triangle TRS, and therefore side PQ is congruent to side ST. Remaining side is this PQ, it is congruent to this side ST, and remaining angle QPR, it is congruent to angle STR. This angle is congruent to this angle, and remaining this angle, it is congruent to this angle. Angle PQR, it is congruent to angle TSR. This is the third. Two triangles are given here. Let us see the solution for this third one. So here the two triangles given are in triangle DHC and triangle DFC. Angle DCH is congruent to angle DCF because both these angles are congruent, because both these angles are common. So both these angles are congruent to each other. Then angle DHC is congruent to angle DFC. This is given identical mark. This angle is congruent to this angle, and also we know that this side DC is common, so this is congruent to itself. Therefore, by angle, then angle and side AAS test, triangle DHC is congruent to triangle DFC, and therefore remaining sides are side DH, this side is congruent to side DF, and remaining side HC is congruent to side FC, and remaining angle HDC is congruent to angle FDC. Both these angles are common, so these angles are also congruent. Last question, in the adjacent figure, segment AD is congruent to segment EC. This segment AD is congruent to segment EC. Which additional information is needed to show that the triangle ABD is congruent to triangle EBC, so that it will be congruent by AAS test. So let us see the answer. These both triangles are congruent. Side AD is congruent to side EC, it is already given, and angle ABD is congruent to angle EBC because they are vertically opposite angles. We can see here this angle ABD is vertically opposite to this angle EBC. So both these angles are congruent to each other, and therefore to show that triangle ABD and triangle EBC will be congruent by AAS test, one of the following is needed. Means we need two angles and one side. We are given here one side and only one angle. So we need here third angle, that is angle BAD is congruent to BCE. In this figure, angle BAD, this is congruent to BCE. Okay, this is congruent to this one, that we have to show. We need that. Or we need to show that angle BDA is congruent to BEC. We need to show that angle BDA, this one, this angle, it is congruent to this one, BEC. So this additional information we will require to show that by AAS test, the two triangles are congruent to each other. So here 13.2 practice set is completed.